Yo, this is Tone Kapone, and you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam him up, boy. Let's get him. Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're repping Tampa Bay. 10 toes down, this waves of the bay. No, we ain't playing round. Tuesday nights from 8 to 10, make sure you ride the wave. This Tone Kapone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip-hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.
How you gonna do to God like that?
Man. I know, right?
It happens. No apology.
I wanted to say something before because I saw you was doing the mix. I was like, no, he's not gonna do it.
Yeah, he does a lot.
He couldn't possibly do that.
He does a lot.
Damn it, it's all good, man.
Spaceship.
Rest in peace, Bushwick Bill, yo.
Y'all got me out here feeling like Donovan McNabb. Mama McNabb stopped by.
That's the phone holder. That's how you keep your cell phone up so you keep the live stream
the
going.
The number one phone holder in the land.
Brought to you by
That's that shit to bring you back to earth, man. Like, every time you think you got a big head, you look at one of them motherfuckers. Remember Donovan McNabb's mama came after his ass?
That's Mama McNabb, baby. Mama McNabb.
Motherfucking shoulders, boy.
Like, you already know Donovan.
Head and motherfucking shoulders. She got an endorsement after that first commercial.
I know I ain't trying to see Mama Hagan come through the door. I know she probably fireball.
She the sweetest lady you'll ever meet in your life, man.
Hey, man.
Until you make her mad.
or
mess with her son. My mama the same way.
She Midwest, man.
Oh, that's what's up.
She Midwest. She from Detroit.
Oh man, my grandma from Detroit. I already know.
Yeah, my dad's from Chicago.
Oh,
so
shit,
you straight Midwest
gangsters on both sides. Y'all, what y'all names got? G moving silent. The gangsters moving silence like the G and lasagna. Shit.
Hagan Lee in the building right now, man. I'm honored to have you on the show, dog. This came together really quickly too.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here.
I happened to see you was watching. I was like, yo, we got to open the next week.
I was blowed.
This cat right here is official.
You know, it's Hagan, man.
It's Hagan, man.
It's Hagan.
What's up, man? I'm always watching.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate, man.
I'll be popping in for like 10 minutes.
That's all you need.
Let me get your view.
I see that view go up, and it goes on mine, so I can beat him out on it. I'm good.
You was funking too, man.
I tried, man. I mean, other than 10 minutes ago, you know, I made a cardinal mistake over here, according to Jussie Smollett. You know, I cut off
Listen,
Bush
man,
with
Bill. I know some of the verse, man.
So you lied, Jussie. Stop lying, Jussie.
I said I know some of it.
Stop lying, Jussie. I said you don't know the verse, not some of the
whole
verse. Come on, Jussie, be specific.
He knows he was punching on the concrete.
Listen, there's a reason. There's a reason why my shows are called Blunt Sessions.
I'm being blunt with you, Jussie.
Yo!
With you, Jussie.
Well played.
I'm gonna take it to the streets. Be Pacific.
That's my man.
Be Pacific, not specific. Not specific. Pacific, Jussie.
Let me tell these fools I'm on live. Hold up.
Waves of the Bay, episode 13. We're in the building. Flow High Radio. If you guys are listening, please make sure you follow us on the Spreaker application. Just look for Flow High Radio. Hit follow. If you guys are on Facebook or Twitter, at Waves of the Bay. If you're an artist, we're about to get into the Tampa Bay Watch in a few minutes after we talk to Hagan. But submit your music to wavesofthebay@gmail.com. For real, this is episode 13. We put on 5 artists each show, which means that we have played a total of, 55 artists from Tampa?
No, it'll be 65.
I got you. 55 artists from Tampa and 5 artists from my hometown of Junction City.
Hey.
I got you. Already.
Already.
So that's 60 total artists so far, and we got 5. And I haven't replayed anybody yet.
No, we haven't.
So I think I already got next week pretty much planned. Like I got a lot of emails lately, it's for real. So
and like you say, Tom, man, like I like what you're doing. I like the way that this all came together, man. Like, so shout out to you, man. Even though I'm a part of it. Pause. I just want to say thanks, man.
It's all good, man. We actually had to bring this over to Saturday Night Shutdown too, so we had to rename it the Saturday Night Shine. But we played 5 artists last week.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, we had fun doing it, though.
Minor adjustments from week 1 to week 2, but, you know, we still look forward to week 3,
we
4,
almost
5,
there.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Already, man. Shout out to Saturday Night Shutdown staff.
Yeah, and y'all get in there, man. You'll find your pocket, and you'll find your own rhythm. You know what I mean? Everybody that's come in and had their moment in different things.
A lot of people.
It's always a little bit different. It's always a little bit. The vibe's a little bit different.
Right.
Had to shout out, you know what I'm saying? Big homie with the vibes. But the wave's always a little bit different.
There you go.
But you'll catch your
the wave.
You'll catch your wave.
I got
you. You'll catch your current. You know what I mean?
The homie Hagan Lee is here, y'all. For real, man. This cat, inspiration, man. This dude been doing it
Like when we had our thing in St. Pete, man, I always looked up to you because you laid the groundwork for everything in St. Pete, dog. Like at least the part I've seen.
Well, here's the thing. So like it started. I remember back in the day when I was just a kid in like Clearwater, Largo area, and it used to be at Janice Landing in Tamiami.
Okay.
So they used to always have like open mic nights and shit, and I never got to make it down there really. So I used to go to Liquid Blue all the time. Liquid Blue is in downtown Clearwater, so it's off Fort Harrison. So I used to go out there and freestyle all the time. That's where I met Hard White. I don't know if y'all know who Hard White is.
But,
yes, sir.
So
they actually had clubs and stuff down there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right down in Tom Cruise land. You know what I'm saying? Before they bought everything, before the Scientologists bought everything, they had a spot called Liquid Blue. King JB used to spin there back in the day. He was with 98.7 at the time. But he did that one, and they had 98.7 sponsored like a Tuesday night or a Thursday night or some shit. And that was the spot to be. And then they had a freestyle night. Fetty and the Motel Boys ran that. And that's where when I was like 18, 19 years old, where I started like getting my shine.
Got you.
And then when that closed, when they stopped having open mic, then it moved to like Seminole and Boomers, and that's when Donnie Bravo, and then we're running Boomers and shit.
Boomers. Yep. Shout out Donnie Bravo.
Man. Fallout Shelter, man. That's Fallout. That's Fallout family. So they used to do Boomers all the time. I never really made it out to Boomers.
That shit was wild. I remember the big ass stage they had.
The huge stage they used to battle all the time and shit too. So like, my brothers in Feature Inc. used to be out there all the time as well. And then there was just at some point like nothing was in St. Pete really. It was like every once in a while shit would pop up, but there wasn't anything consistent. So myself, Foulmouth, my brother from Mickey Spix, and Barabbas from Old Madness, we all kind of came together. We were talking about it. Me and Foulmouth were trying to put something together for a while, and then Barabbas goes, "Well, I'm good friends with Todd," and obviously Todd was one, GM of Fubar. And Todd's like, I've been wanting to put a hip hop show in here.
Todd from the
Y'all
Midwest,
can do it.
bro.
So when we started, it was me, Barabbas, and Foulmouth.
Okay.
And then DJ Yeti, who I've been friends with since high school, he used to actually spin at a spot called Park Place, which is in Clearwater. And that's where he got his start as a DJ. And he's like, "Yo, I want to get back into it." So I was like, "Perfect. Like you come spin." And then we put Second Saturday together, and I kind of just piggybacked off the First Friday thing, and was like, "We'll do Second Saturday." And they had the art walk on this 600 block called Second Saturday as well. So it was one of those things. I just wanted to tie it into the city. Yeah, well, I didn't feel the need to like let's do something crazy and like name it. So I was like, no, let's tie this shit into the city, and
what the fuck?
We'll tie this shit into the city, and we'll see if we can do something hip hop. And we made it last for like 4 years.
Yeah, man.
And then when I moved to LA, like I passed it off to Ja, who y'all heard. You know what I'm saying, Mighty Ja. Him and Left Lane, so they did it for a little bit, and then Gats actually hosted a couple of them. Shout out to Gats. That's my dude. Oh, also shout out to Gats. He got me, him and Wally. Well, Gats got me the ticket, but they got me into Rolling Loud out in L.A.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, I got you. So like, I came, and then Wally stayed an extra day. Me and Wally did the L.A. city thing. But,
yeah, you got to.
But yeah, so that lasts like 4 years, and then Fubar. They fucking raised the rent 3 times. They're charging, crazy money to be.
That shit hurt, bro.
That was a drunk drive I didn't mind making.
Yeah, man. It was one of them things,
that
right?
Drive back was a motherfucker.
No, real talk.
Always have fun.
No, real talk. Like you understand it. Like
I used to do it out here.
Yeah, that was a drunk drive I didn't mind making. Yeah, I wasn't finna walk. No, not like you. Not like you.
The slow ride. That's what that is.
Yeah, that was to stop and get some food. Stop and get something.
It was
to
a
eat.
vibe.
Yeah,
like
that road.
Doing the show in Tampa, you get one vibe, and then doing the show in St. Pete, you get another vibe.
We used to love St. Pete.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like the way St. Pete support. Like shout out to Jack Fletcher, part of Left Lane.
Hell yeah.
Dope Collection.
Charlie G. Like the Dope Collection is just a whole different vibe when you go to St. Pete as opposed to Tampa. I love my Tampa folk. I'm 8-1 tree to the coast.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I'm talking about is I miss being, doing shows in St. Pete.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we had 662 at one point. Like we had 662. We had Fubar. We had the 910. That we were doing shows at for a while. The Ben still shows love. We still were doing shit. Then Ja, they had Moscato's before it became. Excuse me. They had Moscato's before it became what it is now at Iberian Rooster.
That's a dope spot.
They moved that. They went from doing Art and Soul at Iberian Rooster or Moscato's to
I think Cabana?
Hideaway Cafe.
Hideaway? Okay.
I did a Hideaway Cafe for a little bit. Then they brought it back once they opened Iberian Rooster, and and they're still doing that one. I think I don't know if they're doing Welcome to Knoxville right now. But I'm sure all they got to do is go talk to the Benz, and
that's
they can
all
do that
it's
again.
take, man.
You know what I mean? And it's just a shame that there's not a lot. But it's going to be the warehouse district next. So there's a few things in the works, and St. Pete will get something back, and we're gonna. I don't want to do a monthly thing anymore. Like, it's just, I mean, you do it. That shit it takes a lot of dedication and time to go out and find artists, and it takes a lot of time away from what else you're doing. And I've got other ideas and other plans that I want to do in art and just different things. And I'm working a lot now. So like, I'm making my way back to LA within the next year. So it's going to be one of them things, but we've got some things planned. I want to do maybe quarterly events or maybe 2 times a year, but then do them different and do them bigger and just do shit that people talk about in 4 years. Remember that one time? Remember that shit, and like actually create
Hagen
something
Fest.
Yeah, well, maybe not that. We ain't gotta put. Nah. We don't need to put my name on the shit no more. I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? I know you old. You gray as fuck. Like, I'm 30. Yo, I'm 35. I'm 35 years old. Like, I'm over the self grandiose shit. Like, I've been trying to build something for the city. I've been trying to keep it going. Like, even when Val had to dip off and go get his son in a custody battle, and Barabbas had his own shit to do. I was like, "Fuck it, we gonna do it, man. If we gonna do it, we're gonna keep doing it." And it became something. And I think all the artists that there wasn't very many artists from this area that I wasn't able to get on that stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From the big names to the small names to openers to
it's that respect
closers,
factor, man. Like, for real, like,
yeah, man.
Like I said, like, we hold you in high esteem.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
And the fact you coming like from promoter to promoter, dog. Like, we started Ignite the Night about the same time y'all started Second Saturday. So I understand everything that you was going through. You was putting on for your city. We was doing our thing over here.
Yeah.
What's crazy is when you were going to bring it into St. Pete, you were talking to Todd. Todd called me and he's like, "Yo, would you mind?" And I was like, "I don't give a no. Bring them, man."
I was actually, but we were concerned about that.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we wanted to switch it up.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, like, we kind of set it up how we did. Like, where we can just do whatever we want to do, whatever show it was, because we didn't want to bite off y'all at all. Man. So we respect what y'all are doing, and we just wanted to add on to the scene.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, "Why the fuck would you ask me? Like, it ain't my bar." And they was like, "Yeah, but you guys," I'm like,
that respect factor, bro.
Yeah,
like, that's the big dog.
It's that, yo, it's crazy.
You got pulled like that.
That's real.
But what's nuts is like, I don't even see it like that. I was like, yo, more hip hop in the city is good for me. Like, it's good for us. It's good for. But it's easier for me to get out there and find new artists because you're bringing people from over on this side that I'm not going to be able to catch all the time because I'm not trying. I mean, no disrespect. I love the Cypher. Like, that's how I met Wally. That's how I met a lot of people. And like, but I can't make it out on a Wednesday every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? And H knows that. So I'm like, yo, tell me the big ones and tell me the ones you want me at, and I'll be there. But like, I can't.
Anniversary show, H birthday,
and it's tough too because like even with me and Tone, like whether it's a Wednesday, a Thursday, whenever a lot of shows, it's like there's poetry events that are happening.
Yeah.
There's smoking words.
There's stuff going on every day of the week.
And they got Ebor Speaks now. So like, shout out to the homies at Bangarang that put together Ebor Speaks. And
it's tough to make it to all these events, man.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem to have because like 5 years ago there wasn't all these events going on.
No, there wasn't.
This is true.
So that's why when we hear people talking about, there's nothing going on, or I don't know who to holler at, I don't know how to get plugged in. Like, bro, you got to do some research, but that shit's right the fuck there. Like, we're not hiding it. These cats is promoting it.
Yep.
Like, this is what it is.
When people say there's nothing going on, I say there's nothing going on that you might want to attend or look at, but it's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit popping.
The thing, and I do it myself time to time. I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing to nobody. I just pop up to somewhere, and support somebody or a place that I've never been.
Shit.
Yeah, it's the best, man.
You get that real reaction.
You just show up there.
Like, oh, shit, Hagan in the building. Oh, shit, Tone here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got B.O., he doing his thing. You got H doing his thing. Tone, we doing our thing. And just,
that's another one, man. Wine and Rhyme on Monday nights. I'm like, oh,
it's tough. It's tough, but I'll tell you this. Like, I don't have.
It's one of my favorites, man.
I don't have some Tuesdays at work, and I'm like, fucking B.O., man.
Yeah,
but it's the vibes though.
Hey,
yeah. You see that plug?
Yo,
99 cents.
Yo, he fucked me up one night. He goes, yo, you're gonna have one of these blue B.O.s. Now I can hold my liquor like nobody's business. If you know me, man, motherfuckers can't drink like I can. I'm just built different. And even me, I was like, I had 2 sips of that shit. I was like, I'm never drinking this shit. I finished it because I'm not gonna be disrespectful.
You ain't no punk.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be disrespectful, and I was fine. Like I just stuck to beer afterwards. But like, Nah, man, fuck that. How you gonna mix all the worst liquors and then throw some blue carousel on the top of it and be like, it's a blue BO? Like, how you this dope of a producer and make that bad of a drink?
All right, but dig it though. Would you rather have a bad drink with your name or no drink with your name at all?
No drink.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd rather have that Tone.
I will drink a
classic.
I'll drink
the
a
Kapone classic.
I'll drink a Jameson and ginger.
There you go.
Just fucking happy.
Listen, I'm glad you said the name of that drink. So when B.O. come to me with that bullshit, hey, I got Bible study.
It's bad.
Tell him I got Bible study.
It's like 4 well liquors mixed together with blue carousel on top to turn it blue.
No.
And they drink it.
Well, oh hell no.
Nah,
Thank
fuck
you
that.
for letting me know.
Dog, I'm talking about
can.
tequila. Exactly what it is. It's except they throw blue carousel in it. Fuck that.
You gotta make it look pretty.
Do it come with
Dress it
an
up a
IV
little
to
bit.
get you back right?
It fucking better have.
God damn.
I didn't have to work the next day, or I was just working from home. Shout out to Lori at Social Pulse Media. I
There
probably
you go.
took half that day off, and she paid me for it. That's why I love her.
Hey, that's all that matters.
That
That's all that matters.
It's that salary life, man.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. He came back here all happy.
That was before, actually. I got a better job now.
See, that's what's up,
better
man.
paying job. I wouldn't say it's a better job.
So you've been hosting, you've been promoting.
Yeah, man.
Now you're back on the lyrics, bro.
Back at it, man. Back at it. So when I got out to
Wiz, I'm telling you, bro. Like,
when I got out to LA, I was out there for a few months, and I just got the itch, man. I didn't really know anybody out there. I went out there for work. So at the time, I was working for Social Pulse Media, and I was writing for like different blogs and shit. So I was writing for Rest in Peace to the God Stan Lee from Marvel fame, and I was writing for a couple other. That's the one that I like to drop, but. For a couple other, some other big names, a couple other.
you get that emotion out of that one. Yo, damn.
I wrote for Marvel, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, not for Marvel.
I love you 3000.
I was working directly for. I was running Stanley's social media pages, and I was writing for therealstanley.com, and working directly for POW Entertainment through Social Pulse Media. But I went out there because we. Social Pulse is a partner with a company called Reach TV. Reach TV provides short form content for all the airports in the country. And so we went out there to bring all their content onto our digital platforms. So like 3 months in, I didn't know nobody out there, so I was just kind of working and chilling, and working and bumble dating and working,
Oh, man.
and like you know what I'm saying. Listen, man,
That shit has to be expensive out there, though.
it's all expensive.
Yeah.
Man. It's so fucking expensive. Gas is $1 more. Everything's expensive
Yeah.
out there.
Welcome to La La Land.
Yo, it's beautiful though.
You never got a chance to link up with Dynasty out there?
No, we talked a couple times, but like we were both there for work. It's like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. We're not super close, so it's one of them things. Like if we were to link up, it had to be for something. It's not like, yo, you want to? How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic.
Right.
Dope. Like we didn't we don't really know each other like that.
Yeah.
So it would be completely disingenuous to waste each other's time. And I'm not trying to waste her time. She's out there chasing her dreams. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She a dream chaser. Like
Boom.
you know what I'm saying? Like I was out there doing my own thing, so it just would have been disingenuous. And we kept it real. And I was like, listen, let me know when you're doing some shit, and if I can make it, I'll make it, and I'll let you know if I got something going on. And it was all love. Like we've done many shows together. Like we both opened for Slaughterhouse in 2012.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first time I ever did a show with Mike Mass.
This dude's
and-
official, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Like,
You gonna learn. You gonna learn today.
Yeah.
anybody
learn.
that's just
I'm
now
mad
tuned in,
as
we
fuck.
have
I'm
Hagan
super
Lee
nice,
in the
too.
building right now.
Super nice.
So
The only thing I will say about Hagan that is not nice is that fucking hat on his head right now.
Ah,
But he is a Laker fan, so I give him a pass.
I got the Wilt Chamberlain on in honor of Hagan Lee today.
it's tough. It's tough when you're a fan in the NFC South and you don't have a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's tough. I can't.
That's a good
I
one.
can't say
That's
that.
a good one. I like that.
I can't say
That's
that.
a good.
You know
That's a
what I mean?
good comeback.
You know what, Hagan?
You know, fuck a Panther, fuck a Falcon.
Yeah, hold up now. Because every time they come here, it's Atlanta, Florida. I'm just saying though, we don't spank that ass, goddamn.
That's fine.
Fuck
They're
that.
trying to get a vacation, and that's the
That's
reason
fine.
why they come down here.
Hey, that's cool. We'll
They
take
probably
that.
got a
Was it
jump
20
off down here, and that's the
28-3?
reason why.
What happened?
What was it?
They took their little-
28-3?
What was it to you?
Yeah, it was 28-3.
No.
Okay,
No.
what?
That was quite the lead.
You know what, Jesse? Calm down, Jesse. Cleveland ain't had a bone
so-
since they had a
We'll
bone.
get a Super Bowl.
So anyway,
playoff.
so I was out there. Well, we ain't gonna start talking this football shit 'cause we'll
Already.
just dive in.
Right,
Already.
you see where?
Go
But
Browns.
yeah, I already know, and we're definitely not gonna.
I gave
talk
up some
basketball.
Browns earlier today.
Nah.
Go Browns.
Dropped them off at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Right.
God damn, I can't believe that joke still works. They might do all right this year. But anyways, I digress. So around like October, I hit up my homies, the bartenders, Ron St. Petersburg and Mojito, and I was like, yo, I got the itch, man. I was in like a rut, and the only thing I wanted to do was create. So I was like, yo, let's start working on something. So we came up with they started sending me beats. I came up with a concept called 3 the Hard Way, since it's 3 of us, and I decided to do 3-track EPs that would ultimately come into one full album. So it's like, the first one's called 3 the Hard Way Legacy, the second one's called 3 the Hard Way Ethics, and the third one's called 3 the Hard Way Mindset. The first one I dropped on 3-3, the second one on 4-3, third one on 5-3. So it's Hagan Lee and the Bartenders Present, and it's all in-house production, like, you know, it's bartender music group thing.
Right.
So we started making that. We didn't really know when we were going to put it out, and it kind of all just came together. And then
did you
in
see
February,
like March 3rd, and it's like, ooh.
Well, so I came back in February, and I was kind of aiming for like around that time. And then when I decided to move back, because I got a job opportunity back home. When Stan Lee was going through, I don't know if you guys recall, but he was going through a lot of shit with a bad manager. That manager is now in jail for elderly abuse, but and rest in peace to Stan Lee. But they were going through a lot of things. Pow Entertainment was going through a lot of things. Like Stan Lee had sued Pow Entertainment for $1 billion fucking. Damn. They ended up figuring that out. Like it was bullshit. It was all through the manager. It was elder abuse, man. The guy was 95 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ever get a chance to meet him?
Nah. Never did. In his office multiple times, but never actually formally. Like we were around, but it's one of them things. Like that's fucking Stan Lee. So like when you're around, it's like you can either wait in line or you could just be like,
right.
In the office is dope enough for me, man.
Yeah. So when it didn't work out with Social Pulse is still working with Reach TV, but Reach TV was whatever they're doing now, I wasn't a part of that plan, so I was like, all right, well, let me put some other things together, because I'm always trying to put something together. Right. So I got an opportunity back home, and I was like, yo, if I'm gonna do this LA thing, like I'm not gonna be out here struggling with 50, 60, 70 grand. Like I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna put a real plan together, and I'm gonna make it back out here with some real scratch. So I had the opportunity to do that back here, took it back here, and then said, all right, well, I had the music, so then we put the plan together to drop it. And I said we could do an album release, or we can just put it to where it's like accessible this time. Right. You know what I mean? Because as we know, as artists, especially as independent and local artists in a smaller area, you can make a lot more money. Not even that it's a lot of money, but you can make a lot more money by throwing a show, selling hard copies, doing a bunch of merch, doing this and that. Yeah. But it's a one-time hitter, right? It's like, then you put it on the streaming platforms. You don't make shit off streaming platforms until you start doing real fucking million stream numbers. I said I'd rather just be accessible and people be able to hear it and make it legitimate. So we put it out on all the streaming platforms, and 3 the Hard Way came together, man.
Man, you sent us a few songs. I want you to go and let us know what you want to hear first.
Let's start with Remember the Dream. I think I gave you Remember the Dream, right?
Once again, this is Waves of the Bay, episode 13. We're talking with Hagan Lee right now, man, one of the greats from St. Pete. You're in part of the St. Pete elite. That's why I like to call y'all out there, man, like the people that really be throwing down the St. Pete elite. But you're that
I'm
dude,
one of them, man. I'm one of them.
You're definitely one of them, man. This is one of the tracks from one of his new 3 projects, man, 3 the Hard Way.
Spaceship. Support your local neighborhood establishment. Check it out. Make sure you take care of the mom and pops. What up, Mo? What up, Bert? Yo.
To live is a monster.
Yo.
To die is a good man.
Fire great. That fire great. Them birdies flying southern, migrating out of state. She 5'8". That mind great. Word to your mother got me nervous as a prom date. Now we live in furnished round the curve from where LeBron stay. Y'all can check the verdict. I'm as perfect as my mom say. They irate, cause I did it my way, it's us. We just see abundance in our mind frame, I'm up. We ain't never slip a plate of line. Stay the fuck up out my kitchen, unless your mind state is love. We try and play every day, Friday. Moving like we tighten, single snapping, y'all just fly away. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the dream. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the dream.
Toss it 50-50, take a chance, let it roll. Only time that really passes on the line, on the pole. Either one, they got us tricking. If you gotta let it go. From the chalice we be sipping, bitch, you gotta let it pour. Turn it up, don't turn me down. We in the city, ain't enough. We ain't around to not be on a Billy, bitch. I've been going silly, we've been mobbing, we've been stacking tools. Jolin got the blueprint, now we like we passing through. If they lazy, tell them Susan, bitch, you have to move. Time to wait for no one, birds can fly up here. My altitude is too damn high. But who am I to have the gall to risk it all on luck and too damn die? We shooting. We just awaken, we remember the dream. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the dream. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the dream. Bred fours, struggle I'm bred for. Shout out to speakers and leaders, one time for mentors. We been more, do you 10-4? We used to cop on the corner, now we in med stores. Papo used to talk with his chopper, now he can end war. It's like we sleep for so long, we woke up with bed sores. Never dead poor, this is what we bled for. Where I'm from, you either jugging or cooking on Kenmore's. Told the fam good looking about this bitch I be booking. Out here for those who took it, so what the fuck you in bed for? It's all a gamble, what you here to spin for? We here to play the game, or you still worry about the end score? We just awaken, we remember the dream. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the dream. We ain't woke, we just awaken, we remember the
Remember the dream. Don't turn me down, turn me down, turn it up. Don't turn me down, turn me down,
It's Waves of the Bay, episode 13. That was Hagan Lee right there, man.
Yeah, with the remix, yeah, I mean, we threw a little bit of
That's it.
A little extra.
yeah, a little bit of robot.
Throw a
you know
little
what
bit of
I'm saying?
sound effects in there.
We threw some robot in there for Kawhi Leonard.
It just needed more cowbell.
Let's go Raptors.
It didn't work last night.
It's all right.
Scratched my beard.
It's all right.
Scratched my big tarantula.
Hey,
Yo, rest in peace to his Achilles
right,
too,
man.
man.
Like,
Yo, I fuck with Kevin Durant heavy. Listen, shout out to my Canadian queen repping for Toronto. She probably listening right now too. She be listening and shit and paying attention.
Aisha Curry.
No. She know who she is. Shout out to Jess. My man, it's great meeting you, bruh. Yeah, take care of them kids, man. Bye, kids.
you watching The Shy and you call
Nah,
her
but
Wiz
she,
Emmett or something.
So she from Canada, so like they're all like balls deep in the Raptors
Yeah,
right
I know
now.
they all into that, man.
Crazy,
Yeah.
and she works with some pretty big people out in Toronto. So I ain't gonna name drop them because they're not my names to drop. But
Dope.
But yeah, so I'm rooting for them, not just for her, but because it was plus $250 and I put $100 on it. So I'm trying hard white have my money. Because I will have yours if they miraculously do the second 3-1 ever without KD. It's not going to happen.
It could, but we'll see.
It could. Listen, as a gambler, like I am a true gambler, I've been hedging the last 2 games.
Really?
I hedged the last game. Yeah, I put $13 on it to get to 25. Then I'll bet 25, and I'll get to 50, and then I'll bet 50 on the third game. So if it gets there, I only lose $13. Mm-hmm. But if I win, I still win 130 or 237.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man.
So we out here gambling. You know what I'm saying? We play
It's
with
a
smart
good
money.
Series.
Smart
I
money.
Called it, I said it was going to be over in 6. Obviously, that's not correct.
I called Toronto in 5.
I called Toronto in 7.
I called Golden State in 6. I mean, like the Patriots. Until somebody beat them, I'm riding with them. And plus, I like the West is my side of town, anyways. You know what I'm saying? I ride with any team out the West. Chamberlain High School can be playing against them.
I can dig it.
They coming out the West. As much as I know it's not going to work.
I mean, we Laker fans, right? So like, I got number left for the Western Conference, but I just looked at the matchup, and it was one of those things like without Kevin Durant, I thought
beat
Toronto's
them.
size, I
Yeah.
thought their length and their size was going to, and they played defense so hard on the perimeter that I thought it was going to give them a lot of problems. I didn't think that I thought they would wear them out, and that's exactly what happened in the. They should have been up 3-0. They should have swept them.
When you really look at it, Toronto is a younger version of Houston, because Kevin Durant. When you look at Golden State, take Kevin Durant away, and get a younger Houston, they would beat them.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Houston don't play defense
at all.
Houston is a Mike D'Antoni team, and you and I know
Fun and gun.
well enough about Mike D'Antoni's
running
bum
back and
ass.
forth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike D'Antoni's a fucking bum. Also, Chris Paul, as great as he is, he's not a winner, man.
Okay.
And I got I wanted him to be a Laker when David Stern fucked us.
I definitely did not want that, but continue.
See, I did.
No,
him and Kobe would have been.
They would have been
absolutely.
They would have been great together.
You know the reason why? You know the reason why they wouldn't have been great? Because Phil Jackson never built the triangle to work where two people dominated at the same time. You're going to have both of them on the court at the same time. And during that time, Chris Paul was pretty much New Orleans Chris Paul when he was still. When I would honestly say he's worth the money he's getting now, but Chris Paul,
he's ball dominant too. He's ball dominant.
You see what I'm saying?
So I get that, but I think Phil is good. The triangle's always built off the second pass, so it's not just. And Chris Paul can shoot. That's why Chris Paul would work in the triangle because he not only defends, he defends well at the one. He also can shoot, and I think Phil was best. His best quality is taking a bunch of egos and putting them together.
That is true.
Eventually, it will blow up because you can't put that many in one. You can't put a Ron Artest and a Kobe. And
so with a Kobe,
but you have to have a Pau Gasol there.
This is true.
The humble.
But with you having a Kobe and a Chris Paul, and you know they both are shooters, they're both handlers. Who you giving that ball to?
Well, Kobe always takes the shot.
Yeah.
So Kobe's going to get that second.
Kobe's
pass.
always
But
going to
Chris Paul already knows that.
But Kobe also. They knew, like he was already to the point to where he had lost Shaq because of ego.
Right.
That I don't think he would have let it happen with another superstar. That's why him and Pau Gasol got together. That and
well,
like the Spanish.
Pau Gasol was never near as dominant as a Chris Paul would have been, or
but he was perfect for what they did.
He fit the system.
But when we're talking about passers, that's why Lamar Odom was so great with them.
Well, Lamar was also a chameleon. Like a lot of people sleep on Lamar, but he was one of the few players in NBA history that can play all 5 positions and not be a slouch. The only other person I could think of other than him is Magic Johnson. Magic can play all 5 positions. LeBron couldn't do that. He cannot do that.
I'll let you say that.
He
bro.
cannot and be effective. He couldn't do that.
I'll let you say that, bro.
it.
No, I'll tell you why he's right. Because LeBron never dedicated himself to the post.
Okay.
That's why.
Preach.
That's the only reason why. LeBron James is 6'8", 280 pounds, and he never dedicated himself to the post.
Preach.
That's the only problem I have with him. Like, does he make the smart basketball play? Yes, but it's not always about the smart basketball play. And
exactly.
If he would, the Cavs should have had more than one championship with him.
Preach.
They should have.
They ran to that juggernaut called
They
the
got
Warriors,
one though. They
man.
got one. They got one, and they really like the Warriors ran out of gas, and then just the momentum got them, man. The momentum took.
Do I need to say it
care.
again? Preach.
But anyways,
This
back
man
to
no
this.
ball, man.
Yeah.
Back to
Let's
this
play
hip-hop
another
shit.
song from the projects, man.
Yeah,
What-
let's go
what you
with
wanna go with?
which other two do we have? We got questions, and we
We
probably
got questions in my zone.
Let's go with.
Hopefully,
let's go
this
with,
laptop don't give us.
let's do questions. That one's a little. We'll switch the vibe up a little bit. We'll go with questions. This is off ethics.
All right, everybody, get up.
Laid back, cruising the streets, my Gulf Coast. Thinking and searching for everything I want most. Where that pine smoke, and where them fine hoes. What is life? Ain't no telling where my mind goes. What's the reason for these demons that I'm fighting with? And do my problems give me all the tools that I'm writing with? Should I just wipe the shit? And if I live by your morals and standards, could you say it's really righteousness? Who's the one? Who is Buddha? Who is Allah? And if you looked them in the eyes, could you recognize God? I mean, look in the mirror, they said we made in his image. So I guess I'll praise my dad and my mom. What am I on? Who do I have to be? And if I reach for the stars and fall, who's catching me? These are just questions that I ask myself. Cause if I blast myself, will the world remember Patrick Lee? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, man. I'm just asking questions, man. Can you hear me for real? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, man. I'm just questions, mate. Yo, I'm still here, I'm still golf coasting, I'm still questioning life, but I'm coping. When's the time that I'll find my moment? And why do women gotta come between my homies? Do we search them out or do they find us? Or are we at a time when we all trying to find love? We just forgive and forget, oh never mind us. And will it even matter when life tells us our time's up? Should I freestyle or should I stick to penmanship? Is my zest for life forever evident? Should I go green and buy a bike to pedal with, or start selling dope just so I can buy a better whip? Go for the gusto or sit and wait patiently? And if I quit today, who would be replacing me? These are just questions that I ask myself, cause if I blast myself, will the world remember Hagan Lee? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, mate. I'm just asking questions, mate. Can you hear me for real? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, mate. I'm just asking questions, mate. Yo, been rolling around with this glare on my windshield. Mind spinning like the curls on a pinwheel. When I was saved, is it true that all my sins cleared? Or was it simply wishing even though I'm really sincere? Is it Baptist, Catholic, Pentecostal? Or are we all wrong with Jesus and his apostles? Is it truth in anything? Is it possible to find divinity without living through the gospel? Can I be my brother's keeper? I got you. And can they see the good through all the bad shit we got through? Cause when he passed, all I thought was Danny, not you. So when I do a show, I wonder if the spirit slides through. Can I wave Chuck a deuce? Will he catch it? And can I be the silver lining over all the tragic? These are just questions that I ask myself. Cause if I blast myself, will you all remember Patrick? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, mate. I'm just asking questions, mate. Can you hear me for real? Hey, I'm just asking, I'm just asking, I'm just asking questions, mate. I'm just asking questions, mate. Can you hear me for real?
Waves of the Bay, episode 13.
Shout out to the 31 crew.
We got Hagan Lee in the studio, man. We've been
Yeah,
chopping
yeah.
up with the great Hagan Lee, man. This dude, remarkable, dog. I'm glad you're in the building with us, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
Introduce,
you, man. I appreciate you having me. So,
man,
so
you know,
quickly,
it's
man.
always love, man. It's always been love, and that's the good thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's always been the same,
Always,
dog.
man,
Like, and
always,
that's the good
always.
shit, bro.
It'll always be that way too.
Introduce this next track for me, man. I want to hear.
Yeah, so this is In My Zone. We're gonna turn it back up. This shit is my crank up record, produced by the Bartenders once again. This is actually the one I was talking about. This we just needed. It was a little bit older, but we arranged it, and then on my drive back from LA, I stopped in Tallahassee to see Mojito, and him and I sat and worked on it for a little while, and I think it came out pretty fucking good, man.
Hell yeah, Waves of the
My
Bay,
Zone.
episode 13. This is Hagan Lee, In My Zone.
In my zone. Pay attention.
Yo, the world gon' fuck you over. It's not will they, it's when. You just misunderstood. It's all for the good. At least they will pretend. Obey Murphy's law. Look to your God while you pray for the end. I just look for my offense, getting it all the way they can defend. On me, I depend. INDE. I ain't gon' spell it out. Shout out to Boosie. Still keep it number 2 with my 3 ring. Bitch, you know how we moving. I stay on my thug. She came for the love. I came for the coochie. 24/7, 365. I stay on my 2-3. Bitch, I'm the greatest. I'm from the dirty. Roll up the coolie. What's it they say? We making a movie. We riding dirty. Smokes on the hoopie. Game weigh a ton. It's heavy as Uzi. What the fuck I look like letting y'all win without coming to even up?
My zone.
I see a $1.6 on a car dash. How you be keeping up? Sit in the back. We don't pay attention. If it ain't about no numbers, we don't even listen. We drink for the party, smoke for the soul. The greens for the money, the gold for the hoe. Yeah, I'm in my zone. 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 What goes around comes around. There's a will, there's a way. And y'all might not know
cash like I'm 3 stacks, yeah. People gon' say you was never that way, but they don't really mean that, nah. If it's good for the goose, then it's good for the gander. I'll show you where my team at, People from the west, cigars from the Cubans. One like the fries on the side of my Reuben. Celebrate wins for the times we were losing.
And they talk us the music.
What the fuck I look like shining without me explaining the opposite? So tell the motherfuckers still hating that they can get off my dick. Sit in the back, we don't pay attention. If it ain't about no numbers, we don't even listen. We drink for the party, smoke for the soul. The green's for the money, the gold's for the hoe. Yeah, I'm in my zone. 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 Yeah, I'm in my zone.
DJ Spaceship, Waves of the Baytone, Kapone, serves the general. We got Hagan the legend in the building, man.
Yeah, boy.
Yo, let's speak about the production on that for a second, man.
Man, hell yeah.
Man, that's the bartenders, bruh. That is the bartenders. They are, in my humble opinion, the nicest, dopest producers I've ever came in contact with.
Right.
And motherfuckers be like, don't you know Justice League? And I'll be like, yeah. And I still ride for my dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, they two of my favorite human beings on the planet, and two of the most talented men I've ever met in my life. And there was 3 of them at one point. There was 4 of them at one point, but it's Mojito and Ron St. Peter's Burgundy who are on this project. And yeah, man, we came together and I think we made some really the best music of my life.
Now,
Best
you were just
music I ever
telling us
made.
a story about them and Wally Clark.
Yeah, so Wiz was talking about beat battle and how he shouldn't have went up against
Wyman.
Yeah, as early as he did, it should have been the final because other producers, and he's right. Like sometimes that shit happens. It's all about the bracket, right?
That's true.
However, especially blind draw, like you just might
That's
end
exactly how I have to do it just to shut producers up.
man.
You know how that shit works.
Yeah, you got to do blind draw.
Yeah.
You can't because then it's your bias against other
I don't
shit,
do
right?
none of
So
that.
like. So we came out to one of the beat battles in at Crowbar. I don't even remember what it was. I don't even know who was throwing
It's probably the South Florida Producer Showcase.
it might have been. It actually might have been. I think they were doing it at the basement then, though. I think they were doing it at
I know
the
they did
social
some at
downstairs.
Crowbar at some point.
It might have been. Whatever it was.
It was probably that.
I just know the first round, it got drawn bartenders versus Wally Clark. And it was like, wait, what? One of these motherfuckers got to be out in the first round? And then you see the next two come up, and again, they just weren't on par with Wally or the bartenders, right? So it's just how the cookie crumbles. And then the next time, the next beat battle that they were in together, it was them two in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Wally took the first one, and bartenders got knocked out in the first round. And then it was like, well, I guess we showed up for this. Congrats to Wally, you know what I mean? But Wally's a fucking incredibly talented person.
Wally's just a talented dude.
Yeah,
man. Like,
and it's not like they didn't get beat by somebody talented. Like,
Yeah.
and then the second time it was they got in the finals and they beat Wally, so it was like redemption for the
Right.
crown. You know what I
Right.
mean? But Wally won that first one, so it was like it was almost they handed it off. And then fast forward 2 or 3 years later, and Mojito's already done 2 projects with Wally. Mojito's one of the best rappers I've ever met
What do you
too.
mean,
Like,
man? He's rocked a few of our shows.
bro, he's
before.
part of the squad with the villains and all them
Yes.
cats. He's
Suicide Squad.
yeah. He's part.
Shout out
dude,
Tony Coliseum, man.
Mojito. The thing that he'll. It's a shame that like he's like MF Doom the way that his voice and like he's very niche when it comes to like what the kind of music he makes, but there is not a hip hop artist that I've ever met that can put out the kind of like the quantity of music. Like his output is just insanity. I mean, he's done like 5 or 6 albums since I've met him. Plus, him and Wally did Wolverine versus Venom,
Right.
to where they took they did. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this publicly, but I think Helen just said something about it, which is Mojito's wife, Nita Nee. Shout out to Nita, who is
For sure.
Nita's working with Dope Nixon and Vinny Paz and Army of the Pharaohs, and like so we're just a super underground shit, right? But crazy good music. But then they're also doing a Metal Gear Solid album.
Okay.
Where it's like
That
all
was my
samples
shit,
from
man.
Metal Gear Solid.
Snake.
And he's Snake.
Yeah.
Mojito's Snake
Okay.
throughout the whole album.
All
like
right.
conceptually, this dude is just on another fucking level. When they did Wolverine vs. Venom, he's
It was
Logan
wild.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's like Venom because Venom's not a big talker.
Right.
Venom is the producer. So even though Mojito's a producer,
where they pray.
bro, so Mojito's Logan throughout the whole album. It's wild. You know what I mean? So we were able to make that project, and working with them is just a blessing, man.
It's Waves of the Bay, episode 13. We're chopping up with Hagan Lee.
Yeah.
St. Pete Elite,
Yeah.
Hagan Lee. We got him in the building, got
I
him
think
in the
it's that
studio.
time.
I think it's
Yeah.
that time,
I think
too.
it's that time.
And let me get my surfboard out. You know what I mean?
Get your surfboard now.
I'm gonna have to make a little sound drop for like waves in the background, something to intro.
I like that.
I like that,
idea.
too.
I like that idea.
I'm gonna come up with something.
We'll figure that out, man. Let's shout out Ray Busky. Let's shout out Sean October. We still
Yeah.
got to spend that, actually. We can spend it on the way out or
We
something.
definitely do,
We'll figure
man.
that out.
And
but
this actually was started because of those two cats, man.
Yeah.
Two family members, I should say. They sent the track in. They thought it was the actual song. It wasn't. It was their performance track. We're like, yo, fuck it.
we sitting here like, yo,
Just
we haven't heard any
perform that
words.
shit, man.
Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
hold up, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
so-
we hip hop.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
nah, y'all rock this shit. And they
did
rock
that
that
shit.
shit.
And it sounded just like the fucking, you know what I'm saying, like the track. And ever since then, we're like, fuck it. Ride the wave.
Yeah, I did that on hip hop flavors with. I did one of them live. It was dope.
Dope.
It was really
dope.
Yeah.
What you about to do for us?
So this record is called Turbulence. It's actually you were asking what's your most vulnerable record
Yes, sir.
earlier. This is the most vulnerable
This
record
is it.
on,
Oh, you about
on
to
my
get real
album.
with us?
Yeah, it's an RIP record for my homie Brett. My homie Brett passed away in March. So, I'll put it up for the
Right.
God. So this is a record that I wrote for him. It went on the last project. It was one of those. Sometimes you got to throw an audible into it. We had the project done. And then it was like, nope, we got to pull that off. We got to pull one of these records off, and we got to get one on for the homie. So when you said let's do one live, I ain't done this live. I don't know if I'll ever do it live again.
Perfect, man.
Unless all my family's in the building. But I'll do this one live. I kind of wanted to do this.
It was Brett.
My man Brett McVeigh.
Rest in peace, Brett.
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace to the God. It'll turn up. To the God. It's for the God. I said it's for the God.
I've been holding on.
Can't make no fucking R.I.P. song. Although it's clear we miss our brethren. My man was always raised in hell, cause they ain't never give him heaven. But that was Brett Ma, always down the red line. My man since we was chest high. It's Florida, the west side. Skipping school to get high is what we did to get by, man. It's life's a prism. We step inside and just ride. But I don't understand sometimes how the hell we get caught slipping through the sands of time. I never thought that it could happen with a fam like mine. We all ask God a bunch of questions, will he answer mine for real? My father told me this is natural, well we older now. I just wish I was around some more to hold him down. The news hit me like a boulder, but what's colder now is we gotta watch a mother lose her only child. But they tell us it's darkest before the dawn. It's hard to find some solace when part of us really gone. But with you went the pain that you harbored and carried long before you left us. You bless us with heart we can carry on. So remember in your memory I'm burning one. And through me they see the legacy of turbulence. And since you're walking through them gates, you know the pearly ones. Just make sure you hold a place for all of 31. Can't make no fucking R.I.P. song. Although you know we miss our brethren. My man was always raised in hell. They ain't never give him heaven. But that was Brett Ma, always down the red line. His life's a prism, we step inside and just ride. That was Brett Ma, always down the red line. Yeah, this life's a prism, we step inside and just ride. For the God. Rest in peace, dog.
That's my man. You know. How you feel?
Yeah, man. It's tough. It's tough when you start to get a little bit older and you start to lose people. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem. Like, and me and my friends talked about this. Like when my cousin passed and I was back home, it was like you and your friends, somebody's gonna have to bury somebody else. Like it's a reality.
Yeah.
And it's just like you almost hope you ain't the one, but then if you ain't the one, that means you're the one gone. So
right.
It's just
Would you rather do the burying or be buried?
Right.
And it's
man.
like,
That's a question I don't even think I can answer.
Yeah, it's like, and you know, we joke around. We say we're not old men. Mm-hmm. We're young men.
We are.
You know what I mean? Like, we can go gray. We can start going bald. We could whatever. You know what I mean? Because my beard's going, my hair's going and shit. But like, I became a man with that dude. Like, we were kids. We met in middle school. Like, we became men together. You know what I mean? Like, I was drinking vodka out front of his house when he lost his virginity. Like, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, legitimately, we grew up together. We became men together, and like, you know, through life's trials and tribulations, you don't always stay as close as you hope you do. But you know, when somebody passes or something drastic happens, that you look back and you're like, fuck, I wish I could have done more.
Yeah.
But it's also like, can you? And it's just difficult. So for me to be able to express myself from an artistic way and be able to put into words what me and all my other brothers from the 31 crew, you know, wanted to say, and for them to all be like, yeah, you did that one. For his mother to giving me the blessing, you know what I mean? That's what mattered.
That's
her
real,
hitting
man.
me up every day, like, I listened to the song 20 times today. I listened to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
That's
Rest in
real,
peace to my
man.
man Brett McVeigh.
Like I said, man, thank you. 'Cause
Brett,
a lot of people aren't comfortable enough with themselves to do this on live radio.
Yeah.
And especially like,
I didn't fuck it up either.
Nah, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And you could have did a whole bunch of other songs, but the fact you did that one with us.
Yeah, man.
Right
I appreciate
now,
again, man. I appreciate
that's a
y'all
moment,
having
bro.
me. Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate y'all having me, and like, to be able to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're gonna let it fly.
We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there.
Just let that breathe.
Yeah.
We do have one more question for you, though.
Yeah, please.
You know, being the hip hop head that you are, I'm ready to actually hear the answer.
I gotta hear this one too.
I'm ready to hear the answer.
When
to
I
this.
seen the flyer drop, I said I gotta hear this.
Yeah,
I skipped past everything else.
You didn't look at the dog or the cat. What was
It's a dog. That's
I ain't even really.
That's a pup.
He did a hangover pose.
And they put an Allen.
Yeah, they said dog. They said I look like Zach Galifianakis. That's fucked up.
But nah, man, this is the question we ask everybody that comes through here. It's the Mount Rushmore question. So, hip hop industry. This could be executives, artists, producers, whatever.
Ooh.
Give me 4 people on your Mount Rushmore hip hop.
All right, Royce 5'9".
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a bigger Royce fan than I am.
Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it home.
Ah, it's tough, right? The fourth one's always the
The
hardest.
last one. Who you leaving out?
You got to go Pac, man. It's tough not to go Pac. You almost don't want to because everybody does, but it's like, no, you got to go Pac because it's like they all do something different. That's why I pick them. Like Jay-Z's not. I don't think Jay-Z's highs are as high as others' highs, but there's nobody more consistent.
Right.
Royce 5'9" to me is
That's your dude.
the epitome of being true to oneself and being hip hop and being vulnerable in the fact that he chased hit records and failed. It was like I used to always say when I was first, when like I wanted to be a famous rapper and like I used to say I would rather be Royce 5'9" than Eminem because Eminem can't go outside. Right.
Facts.
Royce at the time, you know what I'm saying? Well, he did sign $1 million deal, like, but with Tommy Boy and shit. But like he could kind of do whatever he wanted. Then he gets to work with Preem, and then they do Slaughterhouse, and then he does Layers. Like Layers is such an incredible album, and people sleep on it. But then you got like Detroit Rock City, and it's just not a good song, and it's like chasing. But then you've got Boom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like his pocket, and then you got Kanye, who is completely a fucking lunatic. But what he's done, does anybody other Outkast maybe?
I don't even think even Outkast, and
but like I'm talking about 4 classics, man. Like in my opinion, 4 legitimate classic albums. But Outkast didn't produce their shit, and Kanye at least had a hand in all the production, even though he's got. And he's smart. See what I love about Kanye West is he's smart enough, even though he acts like he's the smartest man in the room and he has all the answers. He knows he doesn't. That's why he makes College Dropout, which is basically all him and like some help with the writing and a little bit of help with production. But you look at it, it sounds like Kanye, the whole out. And then he goes, okay, I have to grow. Then he brings in John Bryan for a late registration. And John Bryan, if you don't know who John Bryan is, just do some research on John Bryan as a producer. And we're not talking about beat making producers. We're talking about music producers. We're talking about Quincy Jones type. That's why Khaled, everybody like, oh, he's talentless. What does he do? Khaled is a producer. Like arranging songs and putting albums together is an art in itself. Like he goes and gets John Bryan, and then he does Yeezus, and whether you like Yeezus or not, he goes and gets Rick Rubin to put the final touch. He knows what he's doing, man. The guy's fucking a musical genius. He's an idiot sometimes, and he's a jackass, and like he says things that he probably doesn't think about before he says them, and he says things for shock value because he's part of that Kardashian, the Kardashian clan. But like, it works for him, and it's like, yeah, he's a celebrity, and he's in media. It's entertainment, whether it's good entertainment or bad entertainment. It's I don't like fucking what's the Hateful Eight. But I love Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino's got some fucking ridiculous shit in his movies, and you're like, why did that even have to be in there, right?
All
like,
the way.
Quentin Tarantino had I forget the movie. I think it's Biker Boys, and he has a scene where they go through the motorcycle's engine, and it comes out and it shows his eyeball, and he's sitting on a train. The scene when they're jumping the train out in the middle of the desert.
Is that Tarantino?
That's Tarantino.
Hey, Tarantino didn't do Biker Boys.
Is it Biker Boys?
Wait, no, Biker Boys is like. That's like Lawrence Fishburne as a biker with your
Not
boy.
Biker
Little
Boys.
boy.
What's the motorcycle
With Antoine
movie he
Fisher
did?
in it.
Yeah. I think you're talking about one of the Grindhouse movies. It might have been.
I have to look that one up. I know because they have in the scene they show
I got you.
The trains in the desert going through, and they're going and they go through the engine, and it shows the nitro flames.
Okay.
And Tarantino's actually sitting on the
Oh,
train.
I got you.
Yeah. It's a motorcycle movie that he put together.
It might have been him and Robert Rodriguez. He's done a lot with Robert Rodriguez.
It might have been.
And he's like done a lot of cameos with him too. But he's got some shit in his movies that I'm like, why does that have to be in there? Like,
because he wanted it to be in there.
But he's a fucking he's a
I
master.
need
He's
that
a
to be in
master
there.
at work. Like you're now watching a master at work. You know what I mean? Like, and Kanye has grown with every album, and I can appreciate that. And then with Pac, it's like
the rebel,
you don't have to be. He's everything.
Yeah.
He is an actor.
That's true.
He is an entertainer. He's not even that, like, if you're like, who are the best rappers ever? As a rapper? As like a wordsmith, and like, it's not him. But Tupac's voice, Tupac's, what he was to hip hop, what he was to the 90s, what he continues to be through, it's got to be Pac.
I think his impact was louder than his words.
For sure.
And the statement that I like to say is, words whisper and actions scream. You see what I'm saying? So his words would whisper, but his actions scream.
And the shit that he would say, right? It's like empathy, man. Empathy is a big thing for me, and like being positive and spreading positive and trying to, especially as I get older, like trying to not allow the negativity and the toxicity around me, because it'll become you, right? You know, what do they say? Death becomes you. Right. So the more positive you could be, the more positive your output is, the more positive your input is, all that shit. Yeah. And like, empathy is big with me. Like, I might not understand you, but I can understand your situation. I can relate, or might not be able to relate to you, but I can understand you, and I can empathize with it. So with Pac, like, he does something when he's like, you leave your kids with your mama because you're headed for the club in a skin tight mini skirt, looking for some love, got your legs wide open while you're sitting at the bar, talking to some about his car. I guess and like, you see that scene, and you're like, God damn. And then the next time, you know, and then you get another song like How Do You Want It? And it's like, wait, that's the same guy? Because we are that. We are that.